Hey most amazing fam, I'm Abby.
And I'm Jared Bronstein from Top 10 Central.
And we're your hosts for today's video. I find I get lost all the time, especially when I'm traveling on country roads, so I like to use a GPS to make things a bit easier. That being said, not all roads are ones you should take.
I normally use GPSs like Waze and apps like that, Google Maps and stuff, but they still always make me horrifically late.
Yes.
It's like my life is cursed with time because I'm always late.
Yeah. So talking about cursed, me and Jared are going to be telling you about top 10 cursed GPS routes that should never be taken.
Just did a little, tied that in there.
In the little bow. It was good, yeah. Alright, right before we get into it, please make a note to go over and subscribe to Central, or at least check it out.
Right now, you guys can click right over here. Gonna have a big little symbol, which is not the name for it, more like a logo.
Logo.
That's the word I was looking for. Check it out. Top 10 Central.
Yeah. Alright, Jared, you start the list. Okay, bye.
Starting us off at number 10, we got Route 491, formerly known as Highway 666. When people started claiming paranormal things were happening to them, such as a black sedan speeding behind them, or the hounds of hell causing accidents to those driving along the highway, the US decided to rename their road. Although the name is no longer associated with the devil, many still fear it's haunted and should be avoided at all times if possible. Although the amount of accidents that have occurred since they changed the name of the route has significantly decreased, some still refuse to take the road. So it's just a fair warning, if you guys are traveling through or near Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, or Colorado, try to steer clear of Route 491. And if you do happen to drive on it, well, I'd love to hear your experience if you live to tell the tale.
On to number 9, Kelly Road. So this road is located in Ohioville in Pennsylvania. You don't have to be wary of the whole road, but there is a 1-mile stretch that you should definitely avoid. While the dark forests around it make it look a bit creepy, that's not really the scary part of it. Apparently, something on the land makes animals change. They go from being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to straight-up menaces. They become more and more aggressive, violently chasing other animals and whichever people they come across. The current explanation believers drift to is that there was some sort of cult activity in the past in that area. Or something other than that, there was a curse put upon the land. Whatever is plaguing that strip of road, it has caused people to see apparitions and hear unexplainable noises. So, I'd keep an eye out and avoid it.
In at number 8, New Jersey Route 55. March 22nd, 2016, a man named Bill Hand uploads a photo of what appears to be a woman in a wedding dress walking along the side of the highway in the middle of the night. Then a local radio personality, Big Daddy Graham, saw the same thing, and both men decided to contact authorities. Turns out the girl wasn't a ghost, but a teen who wandered off from a local children's services facility. However, this road has been known to be cursed or haunted. In 1983, the Department of Transportation decided to extend the highway, building another 7.2-mile stretch of road. However, when it was discovered that they were actually planning on building over a Native American burial ground in Deptford, people weren't too happy. Lawsuits temporarily put the construction of the road on hiatus until ultimately the road was completed. Carl Pierce, the chief and medicine man of the Delaware Indians, was quoted in a newspaper warning the workers of what may happen. Following the completion of the extension, weird things happened to the workers. One of the workers was run over by his own asphalt truck, while another fell to his death after being blown off a bridge he was working on due to unexpected strong winds. What's even crazier is a van carrying 5 of the guys who worked on the project randomly erupted into flames, killing all of them as well. To this day, people claim they always see cars breaking down specifically in the haunted area, so maybe it's best if you just don't use this route.
On to number 7, the M6 motorway in England. So this motorway opened in 1958 and it's the longest motorway in the UK. That, among other things, may be a reason why it has so many traffic accidents happening on it. Longer road, more chances for accidents, right? But it could be something else. A self-proclaimed international psychic medium named Mike Brooker had something to say about it. He believes ghosts are what are causing drivers to be so distracted. He alleges that the hauntings are most prominent along the junctions from 16 to 19. These also happen to be the most accident-prone ones. Brooker thinks it may be connected to the Saxon involvement, since people have reported seeing Roman soldiers before a crash. Near this area, there may have also been a clash between Scottish and English armies in a long-past Roman burial ground. Whatever is haunting this area, it is effective. In 2017 alone, there were 75 accidents between 16th Junction and the 20th Junction. So maybe take the side roads if you're going that way.
Coming at number 6, the A75 KINMOUNT Straight. Dubbed as the most haunted road in Scotland and possibly the UK, this road is known for causing problems among those dumb enough to drive on it. In 1962, Derek and Norman Ferguson experienced about 30 minutes of crazy events while traveling on the road. First, a large hen apparently started flying toward their windshield. Then out of nowhere, they claimed to have seen a woman running toward their car waving her arms. Unfortunately, there's a lot more. The brothers then claimed to have seen a group of wild animals, including cats and dogs, on the side of the road running in a pack of sorts. This was followed by their car rocking violently suddenly and a sudden chill in the air. Lastly, the two claimed to have been seconds away from colliding with a van, but it disappeared right before they crashed. One search on Google about this highway and you could find stories ranging from ghost hauntings to people thinking they've run over other people, only to find out that no one is there when they get out of their car to check.
At number 5, we have Mona Lisa Drive. So a rich philanthropist made a donation to City Park in New Orleans, Louisiana, but had one condition. He wanted a statue of his late daughter Mona, who had just passed away. It was done, but the statue was slowly defaced and destroyed by teenagers in the area. Since its decay and the wildlife around it has grown in, there have been sightings of a specter alongside the nearby Mona Lisa Drive. The sighting goes that a figure in white would float up to car windows with a pained or mournful expression. It would usually approach on the passenger side and scratch at the glass with deep melancholy, and then after the figure woman gives her last glance, she vanishes into the air, leaving those who have experienced her in a doubt of what they just saw. If you are driving by, you are most likely to see her in the spring, because that is when hauntings are the most prevalent.
In at number 4, BELCHEN Tunnel in Switzerland. Legend has it that if you travel through this tunnel, you will see a ghostly figure of a woman in a white dress. This legend dates back to the early 1980s and it's believed to have started with a male hitchhiker. Apparently someone picked up the man, but he disappeared right before the driver's eyes. Later in 1980, the legend changed to a female hitchhiker wearing white. In 1983, 2 female jurists claimed to have picked up a woman who seemed quite normal. She was pale, dressed like you and I, and well, just seemed like a regular person. When the woman asked how the hitchhiker was feeling, she allegedly responded, "I am not well at all. Something really awful is going to happen. Something very dreadful." When the 2 women looked back to the woman, she just disappeared. It's believed people who drive through the tunnel still see the woman to this day, so drive through at your own risk.
On to number 3, Route 2A in HAYNESVILLE, Maine. So driving down this road, day or night, you may pass a little girl walking along the road looking lost and confused. If you happen to offer her a ride, don't expect her to stay long. She will probably vanish shortly after climbing in. It's because this girl is likely the ghost of a child who was killed on August 22nd, 1967. The legend goes that she was hit by a truck during a walk by the woods in HAYNESVILLE and her specter now lingers there. The reality is that it is recorded that 2 10-year-old girls unfortunately did pass away that day on that road. So the possible answer to why there aren't 2 ghosts is that one of the girls did not fully pass on, or so people say. Instead, she hopes to catch a ride with kind strangers, but still can't move from that roadside. So if you don't want to see a sad looking little girl, please take a different road.
In at number 2, E8 Expressway in Malaysia. Also referred to as the Kuala Lumpur-Perak Expressway, this route is attached to a few urban legends. One of the most popular myths regarding the road is that of a family whose car broke down. After realizing the car wouldn't start, the father of the family told his wife and child to stay in the car and lock the door while he walks up the road to find a phone. The wife then heard a loud banging on the top of the car, but didn't get out to look. As cars would drive by their broken down vehicle, they would approach slowly and then speed by as they got closer. It wasn't until an officer showed up that the woman understood why this was. The officer insisted the woman to get out of her car with the child and walk toward his patrol car without looking behind her. As she made her way over to the officer's car, of course, she looked behind her to find a vampire-like creature holding her husband's head, banging it on the roof of the car. Another legend claims people often see a yellow Volkswagen driving on the roads without a driver. Apparently the yellow car drives slowly, forcing you to overtake it. As you continue on the expressway, you'll see another similar looking car, then another. After a while, the car will speed by you and disappear into the night. Again, with no one driving it.
And lastly, let's go on to number 1, Boy Scout Lane. To kick off the creepiness in this one, this is an unpaved road cutting through a dense forest. I already would not want to go down there. I do not have the driving skills. But there are 3 versions of the legend that gave this route its name. The first is that a Boy Scout troop disappeared on this road and was just plain never seen again. Then the second story is that a troop of Boy Scouts were camping near the road. Some of the boys were wandering at night and accidentally dropped a lantern. The lantern was said to start a fire that claimed the lives of the rest of the troop that was sleeping soundly. Then the third version of the legend of how the road got its name is that a troop of Boy Scouts was on their way to a camping trip when the bus driver stopped the bus on this road. The bus driver chose this road because it was isolated and then murdered the entire troop. Because of all these different stories, the road is rumored to be haunted, with people reporting seeing a moving light on the road. This light lines up with the story of the scouts who accidentally killed their troop in a fire. The light shows their search for the troop they lost. So avoid this route if you can. And that is all we have for you today. That was top 10 cursed GPS routes that should never be taken. I've been your host Abby.
And I've been Jared. Make sure that you guys go check out Top 10 Central for a bunch more fun videos. It's not scary. I know you guys like the scary on this channel, and I don't blame you because they do a great job. They obviously being Landon, Abby, Che, and Eamon.
I thought you were gonna say everyone but my name for a second. Just for fun.
And occasionally apparently me, which I hope you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have. Hope you liked it.
We're gonna leave a link down below for Central. Check it out, guys.
Yeah,
Funny
please.
top 10 videos. You guys will enjoy them if you haven't seen them yet.
Yep.
And we got some cool hosts.
Yeah.
who you guys will recognize from this channel.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about me,
Yeah.
but also me.
Okay, but that's all we have. Hope you're having a great day, and until next time, have a good one.
Peace.
Hello, Most Amazing Fam. I'm Abby.
And I'm Jared from can't say it.
Hello, Most Amazing Fam. I'm Abby.
And I'm Jared from Overon.
That being said, not all roads are ones you should take.
Yeah, I personally use GPSs all the time, like Waze and sometimes Google Maps and stuff,
Yeah.
but they still make me horrifically through or near Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, or Colorado. Try to steer clear of your route. Try to steer clear of.
Just waiting.